What is up, everybody? It is Lawrence again from My Squeakers, and today we have a really special sneaker. At least for me, I splurged a little bit, celebrating some real estate dealings that I had. But before I start with anything, I do have a question to ask audience. What should I put behind me? There's actually not that much space. It seems like a lot larger than it is because I got a brand spanking new wide angle lens, but I would love to put something just behind me for visual reasons. It's a plain white wall. I got some new lights behind me, which are kind of cool, but this is gonna be my recording setup for a while, and so I wanna see what I can put behind me. There is actually like this kind of weird ass wall. It's actually not, I don't know how to explain it, but this is the only place I can record in my apartment. And actually, I'm almost done with this place. I moved in about a month ago. If you guys wanna see an apartment tour, definitely leave that in the comments below. But without further ado, today we actually have the Christian Dior B27 sneaker done in a low top form. The story behind the sneaker is there's really three reasons. The first reason is I kept striking out on dunks, and I really wanted something that looked like a dunk, and I did not want to pay resale like $400 or $500 for a dunk I wanted when they retailed for $100. That was problem number one. Reason number two is I had actually closed on a rental property that I really took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears to get in Miami, Florida. And I decided to celebrate, and I didn't know how, and so obviously sneakers seemed like a really great choice for a sneakerhead. So I decided to splurge and spend a little bit extra. Reason number three, I just really wanted them. I wanted the, I really honestly wanted the Dior Jordans, but there's no way in hell I would pay resale. Even retail was insane, and so to get the Dior name with quality leather, kind of the same type of craftsmanship, this is at retail just half the price at $1,150, but I just really wanted a pair of Christian Dior stuff, and so I got it. And let's start with the rundown like we always do. So in terms of price, this is $1,150 for the low. I don't know how much the high costs, and honestly, anything you deal with Dior is gonna be super expensive. It doesn't really matter, and it's kind of like the it brand right now as well, so there's a lot of things going on with Kim Jones, who's the main designer. I had actually done several reviews of his other collaborations in conjunction with Nike as well as Converse. So it's really interesting to finally get a real Christian Dior done by Kim Jones type of sneaker. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it's designed after the Air Jordan 1 Low and or the Dunk Low. Doesn't fall far from the tree. He's been doing this, or Kim Jones has actually been doing this for a while. If you look at is it the B23? I don't remember exactly, but it's one that looks like a Converse. They have both a high version and a low version. Just looks like a Chuck Taylor All-Star, but done in kind of a Dior up fashion style. And those are also close to $1,000, but they honestly just look like other Converse. People buy them because they actually look really cool, but at the end of the day, the style is actually just an homage to a lot of the classic sneakers from Nike, and actually just mainly Nike and Jordan brand now that I'm thinking about it. Sorry, Adidas fans. In terms of sizing, it's always hard, I feel like, with luxury brands, and I would say like this fits true to size. For me, I got a 7.5. That's my usual size in Nike, and that is the size I would go with here. It fits really well for me, but personally, if I were gonna spend $1,000 on a pair of sneakers, I would definitely go try it on in the store. Please don't make that mistake. I mean, these are readily available. It's not a hard, it's not a hard cop. It's not like the Air Jordan 1s Dior. So just do yourself a favor. Please don't order these until you try them on in store. In terms of style, I actually don't give these a really high style point. I'd say like a 7.5. I know that I bought these more for the name. What I do really like about the B27 is that it's relatively subtle when it comes down to Dior. A lot of the branding for a lot of Dior clothing today is very high in branding. There's not that much Dior on the sneaker, so you can see it in the back over here. There is a little bit over here as well on the sole unit. And then over here, to be honest, if you're actually looking at the sneaker from further away, you can't really see the Dior. I do like that about the B27 sneaker. It's not in your face like the other ones, namely the B23, which just basically only has that Dior signature motif inside of it. Finally, in terms of comfort, I give these also about a 7.5. The upper is really great, super pliable, super plush, really great quality materials in terms of what you're getting here. I didn't have to break them in, which is super nice. The rest of the shoe is it's nothing. There's no technology here. It's a sole unit with a rubber sole and things like that. So I'd say that like from a comfort perspective for this type of sneaker, 7.5 because of the upper, but the rest of it's pretty normal. And that's it for the rundown. Let's get into the review of the Christian Dior B27 sneaker. So looking at the sneaker, it is not that complicated. It looks like a Nike Dunk and or an Air Jordan 1 Low. So there's multiple panels of leather overlaid on each other. So if you look at it, predominantly this is done in a khaki color for the specific colorway. There's lots of colorways, so just go on the website and find the one that you like. So around the toe guard area, you have a beige. Right in the middle where the toe box is, you have a gray. You have another underlay of white, and you have the signature Dior motif in the middle. This Dior print is actually not that prominent. You can see it's kind of laser etched in as opposed to kind of the fabric material. There's some of the other ones that have different fabrics. I really like this one because it is laser etched into the leather itself, and I kind of like the look of it. But if you want something that looks a little more Dior-esque, there are other ones that just have kind of the canvas with the Dior print logo on it. So if you want that and you want to show off, or you just want something that matches the Dior kind of aesthetic more, definitely go with that. Then moving over to the middle of the sneaker, you have more panels of the khaki color. Moving into the back, you do have that khaki color, a gray Dior, a white leather strip, and finally at the very top, another piece of leather that is done in that signature Dior gray. Going to the lacing, you have regular flat style lacing. There's nothing special here. What I really do like about the lacing system though is if you look in kind of queuing over there, they actually made the top two eyelets look like a C and a D for Christian Dior. It's something they do pretty often, but I do like the fact that they put it up there. And if you go to the very top of the tongue, you also see that same CD for Christian Dior logo etched into here. On the inside of the sneaker, you actually have nylon lining. I was kind of expecting a little more here, either leather or some type of suede or something, but it's actually not that, I don't know, it feels actually kind of, for a well over $1,000 sneaker, feels kind of cheap on the inside. And then finally, on the inside of the sole, you actually see Dior in there, which I do like, and that is a leather insole, and I don't want to take that out because the shoe is way too expensive for me to mess up. Going over to the midsole, you have a standard white midsole that is stitched in. Going over to the outsole, you have a predominantly gray outsole with a Dior done in the back heel over there, and then you have a kind of herringbone pattern as well as a circular pattern done in white at the very front of the sneaker. So I'm sure the biggest question is, how is the craftsmanship on this pair of sneakers? The craftsmanship is absolutely phenomenal. The leather just feels amazing. I've actually worn this quite a bit, and there's still no leather creasing, which I think is really cool. I kind of thought there'd be a lot of leather creasing because if you see that little bit over there, that kind of happened pretty much after first wear, but it hasn't gotten significantly worse ever since then. And this is definitely a pair of sneakers I will kind of want to wear in over time, but that time is not now. I want to keep it kind of a little more pristine for just now. And that's it, guys. If you have any questions, leave that in the comments below. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. And if you like this content and more, definitely hit that subscribe and bell button so that you can get notifications. But until next time, this is the Christian Dior B27, done in a khaki and gray and white. Till next time, peace.